readings. I'm figuring this out as I go, so I'm trying to get the orientation correct. And it looks like it's going to be up and down versus sideways. Okay, so I'm just going to do it, wing it. Okay, so today's video, I'm going to look at the screen right there. I'm going to look at the screen. Today's video is trading stock options, selling stock options, which ticker symbol should you use to trade stock options? You're going to need a ticker symbol. Okay, so that's going to be the most important thing is after learning the basics, you're going to need to choose a ticker symbol to reach their option chain and start selling stock options. Which ticker symbol? The better question, this is if you get this one idea right, the question is, am I comfortable holding this ticker symbol if I get assigned? That is the main question you should ask yourself. What are the issues, the obvious occurring issues when you finally start trading stock options? You pick a ticker symbol, you go to the juicy option chain, and you look for those juicy premiums. You're going to be premium focused. Yes, everybody loves premiums, because that's where you make your income. And then you're going to choose something close to at the money, and you're going to get your first payout. It's going to be very exhilarating, very exciting. Time goes forward, you're going to eventually have to close or roll that position and start new. And you might get into pitfalls when it gets assigned and all that stuff. So the better question is, hey, I know that I get money from premiums. It's very exciting. But the better question is, what if I do get assigned? What if I have the shares? Am I comfortable with owning these shares? Almost like a regular stock. So this is important because some popular ticker symbols, especially the newer ticker symbols, cheaper ticker symbols, more volatile ticker symbols, have very big premiums. And it's alluring. We got to go to the human nature. Human nature says, big money, let me chase it. It's sexy, it's fun, it's exciting. I'm not going to go towards like an old timer or Walmart or General Motors or Exxon. I'm going to do something very exciting. But the best thing is better to say, am I comfortable if I have a cash secure put, it goes down, I get assigned, am I going to be comfortable with holding these shares? That's the better question going forward, because you'll know what to do if you do get assigned. You'll do a cover call, roll it up, and from then on, you could get the appreciation on your net asset value, plus collect premiums until whenever you're comfortable rolling it to the highest amount. So that's really good. So now we look at ticker symbols. You could do individual stocks. You could look at individual stocks like Palantir, SoFi. You could do Meta. There are also really good ticker symbols for broad-based index funds. You could do the SPY. You could do the NASDAQ. And then there's sometimes the leveraged index funds. You could do, so NASDAQ is QQQ. There's TQQQ, which is a 3 times leveraged. And from then on, you can look at the option chain to see if it fits your personal preference. So that's so now we're building your character on which of the ticker symbols fit you, your personality, and also look at when their expiration dates are. Is it monthly? That might be too sparse, too infrequent. Most of them, then you can start looking at weekly, and some offer daily or every other day. And then you can start building which ticker symbol is really good to start trading options. Some people who start, then they're going to they first start off with cash secure puts. They're going to use the money base and sell the strike price, and then from then on let it ride. Then after that, if it does get assigned, you're okay with getting assignment, having the shares, because you know that in the long run it will go up. So true story, I know someone personally who got into selling options, and they chose a very leveraged, very volatile crypto type of index ticker symbol. It got assigned to shares, and I asked him, so you're okay with holding this, right? And he says, no, I'm afraid it's going to go to zero. That was my first time I ever heard of that. And I thought that's really dangerous. If you picked a ticker symbol, maybe it had really juicy premiums, but it's so volatile that it could go to zero, which is terrible. You don't, that means the ticker symbol is no more. You would never want to do something that risky. So the big thing is to say, I am comfortable with holding this ticker symbol. In the meantime, I'm going to roll options, cash secured puts, or cover calls. So that's the main thing is, say, don't be so risk that you want to choose a no-name ticker symbol. Choose something that's maybe more conservative, has lower premiums, but you'll know that as the world turns, it will either go sideways or go up, even though it's a small inclination. But that's really good because it's going to be there around for a long time. There's a YouTuber that does surprisingly Walmart. Walmart, I never thought of Walmart, but Walmart has really consistent upward trending stock going to stock. And then if you look at the option chain, they're really predictable. So that could be something. I personally would do more index funds. It's a broad base. So for me, as long as the world is spinning, the world is going, you kind of know how it's going, and that's really good. So just to recap on this, my first live, I'm not sure how I feel about doing lives. I kind of wanted to do lives because you have to, when you do a regular video, you have to edit it, and it just takes so long. I just want to get the content out. Back to trading, selling stock options, you're going to have to decide on a ticker symbol. The first question to ask is, if I choose this ticker symbol, am I comfortable owning its shares? If you are, then you're well on your way to start selling your options, and then eventually you'll find more and more strategies on how to sell options. So that's the best way, and you're gonna build premiums and hopefully write up the appreciation to help your NAV. Okay, so I'm not sure about about doing lives going forward, but anyways, okay, so the question is, what if my option children are in the back of a U-Haul? I have no idea what that means. I guess with live, you have to answer these really funny questions. You never know who's going to come in. What if my options children, I don't know what to do if my children are at the back of a U-Haul. Yeah. But if you have any questions on selling stock options that pertains to this live video, I'll love to answer it. And if anything, watch on the replay, put on the comments, and have a great Friday. Bye.